Graham. Yeah, homework help. It's time to it's time to do this, but we got to do it in sort of a fast mode. The problem is I actually made this video. I went through almost all the problems, I did all the work, but it ended up being too long. And with YouTube, if you make a video that's a certain length, they won't let you post it unless like you have a certain kind of account and maybe you have to pay for it. So we're gonna go fast. I'm gonna give you what you need to know, but I can't go bit by bit like I usually do. Here we go. Josh's website had 805,289 visitors. Diego's site had 784,976 visitors. How many more visitors did Josh's site have than Diego's? This is a subtraction problem. That word than, how many more, big clues. So put the big number on top, 805,289, and put the little number on bottom, 784,976, and subtract. Let me know what you get. I'll give you a hint. It's between A or B. C is just bad subtraction, and D is what is just bad subtraction too. It's too high. It's too heavy. So there. That's as much as I can give you. Oh, do all the work for me, Mr. Graham. Well, I love to show you over and over again how to do this, but there's not enough time in the video. Also, try it yourself. Number 2. Prince Edward Island in Canada is made up of 3 counties: Kings, Prince, and Queens. In 2011, there were 17,990. I hate when the computer glitches a little and it doesn't follow my movements. There were 44,348 people living in Prince. How many people were living in Queens if the total living on Prince was 140,204? This is a multi-step problem. Let me show you what to do. They give you the total, and they give you 2 of the pieces that added up to the total, but they don't give you the 3rd piece that you needed. So you got to do a couple things. First, I would add up these 2 numbers, 17,990, the 2 small ones, plus 44,348. You have to add that up, and if your addition is correct, you will get an answer that will help you. I'm going to mark where the answer would be with a green line. Whatever the answer to that addition problem is, you're going to take it and you're going to subtract it from this other larger number, 140,204. You subtract. So first you add the 2 pieces together, you get an answer, then you take that answer and you put it right there underneath 140,204 and you do some subtraction. If you subtract carefully, you borrow when you're supposed to borrow, and your math is correct, you will get a correct answer. Shall I give you another hint? Okay. It's not either of these 2. Subtract carefully, and you'll figure out it's either A or B. Let's move on. Tell whether each number sentence is true or false. Guess what? With things like this, you actually have to do all 4 problems. It doesn't matter what order you do them in. You could do A first, you could do B, C, or D first. But you have to do these problems that you see, and you have to find out if they're true. Does this equal 1,029? Does this equal 5,405? Does this equal 999? And does this addition problem equal 1,014? It's either yes, it does equal, or no, it didn't equal that. I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a hint because I'm so nice. Don't expect this all the time. I'm just being nice to you. Only one of them is true. I'm not going to tell you which one. Is it A? Is it B? C or D? I don't know. But only one of them is true. It's up to you to figure out which one. 7th and 8th grade students attend the junior high school. This year, there are 122 more 7th graders than there were last year. Use this information to fill in the data that are missing from the table. If I sound weird, it's because I've been fighting a cold for a couple weeks, but don't worry about me, Mr. Graham, fine, it's just a cold. So, they give us one piece of information to get us started. 122 more 7th graders. Here's 7th graders, this box right here. What you want to do is you want to take this number, 1,043, and you want to add 122, which is actually some of the easiest addition you've seen so far. So add that up, you'll get an answer. That goes right there for this year. But then what happens? There are still two blank places. This box and this box. Well, once you get this answer right here, you can add this number that you just got to this number, 1,027, and it will give you the total. And then you can fill in that box. Then the only box you have empty is this one right here. But this one's different. It gives you the total already, and it gives you a piece. That means when you already have the total, that you're going to want to do some subtraction. You already have the total. It says so right there. So subtract this number right here, 1,043, and you'll get an answer. You'll get an answer that goes right there in that box. If you follow the steps I just laid out for you, and your addition and subtraction are good, you'll fill in all three empty spaces correctly. Let's move on. All right. A school raised $13,809 during its fall fundraiser, and, ooh, look, $20,786 during its winter fundraiser. The goal, or total in other words, is supposed to be $50,000. How much more money does a school need to raise during spring to reach its goal? Two-step problem. 2 steps. First, add the small pieces together. This will give you how much money that's an ugly 9. Sorry. This will give you how much money the school has so far. Once you get the answer, you're going to have to do something else with it. Can you guess what you'll have to do? Well, once you get the answer, whatever your answer from your addition problem is, you're going to have to figure out how much more money they need. Because guess what? When you add this up, it's not going to be the goal. It's not going to be $50,000. We need more money. But how much more money do we need? Well, in order to figure that out, you have to do subtraction. So, take whatever answer you got from your addition and plug it in right there for your subtraction problem. Then, you do a little subtraction. You're going to have to borrow a lot. Look, there's zeros on top, which means you're going to have to borrow from this 5. That will turn it into a 4. That will turn that into a 10. But guess what? You got to borrow from that 10, turn it into a 9, so this 0 can be a 10. Guess what? You got to borrow from that 10, turn it into a 9, so that 0 can be a 10. Guess what? You got to borrow from that 10, turn it into a 9, so that 0 can be a 10. Oh my gosh. Hey, I just helped you do all the borrowing, the regrouping. Once you do that, you just got to take whatever answer you got here from the addition, put it right there, and just do the subtraction. 10 minus whatever's right there. 9 minus whatever's right there. You know, it depends what your answer is, and hopefully you added correctly and have a correct answer. When you've done all of that, you'll get a new answer, and that's the final answer they want. So it's a multi-step problem with many concepts. Number 5, just one question, but it has so many things inside of it that you need to know how to do. Number 6. I wonder if this is going to be a multi-step problem as well. Effie's store has 10,908 more comic books than Brody's store. Brody's store has 45,607 comic books. How many comic books do Effie and Brody's stores have altogether? Ay, ay, ay. Alright, this is a multi-step problem. The problem is you have to add Brody and Effie. You have to add their comics together. But guess what? They don't tell you how much Effie has. Yes, they do, Mr. Grab. They tell us that Effie has 10,908. Wrong! 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 Effie does not have 10,908. Effie has 10,908 more than Brody. So that means that in order to figure out how much how much Effie has, you have to add both of these numbers together. So you're going to want to do 45,607 plus 10,908. And that will not give you the final answer. Oh, no. What am I doing? That will only give you, there we go. Why did the whole thing just erase? I'm getting upset with this. Silly computer. What? Look at that. I erased a small piece and everything erases. You know what? I'm just going to rewrite it. Ugh! Technology frustrates me. Rabble, 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 rabble. Alright. You're going to want to add 45,607 plus 10,908. You have to add those two numbers. You'll get an answer. Hopefully it's the correct answer. 8 plus 7 is 15. Carry the 1. 1 plus 0 is 1. Oh, look, I started it for you. You have to finish it. Then you take this whole thing, and there's going to be more. That 1 and that 5 is not the whole thing. And then you get to add that to 45,607 again. Because that is how much Brody has. And your answer from down here, that's how much Effie has. So whatever your answer is right here, get ready for one more addition problem. Add it all up. That final answer that you get on the bottom, then you're done. Ooh-wee. So, kids, as you can see, addition and subtraction, yeah, they're easy when the problems are small, when there's only one thing to do. But sometimes you got to do 1, 2, maybe even 3 different steps to get to that final answer. Get used to it. Little kid town is behind you. Big kid town, with tougher math and, in a couple years, middle school. It's coming up. You got to get prepared. You got to get used to this tougher math. Don't worry. It's the beginning of the year. If you're not there now, I'll get you there soon. Thanks for joining me. That took us just 15 minutes. I better stop the video.